Hello, hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Sundays in the Studio with me, Sandy. Hello, hello, guys. So many of you guys on. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Sherry Ann. So good to see you back on. And Peg and Carrie and Mary and Lori. Hey, Chris Wood. Hi, Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie, I think I just saw a page you posted in the group. Beautiful. I'll have to go and look at it later. Hi, Lori. Hi, Alice and Mary Rich. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day here in Middle Georgia. I will say probably in maybe the low 70s, mid 70s. And this week we're going to have temps in the 80s. So that's my kind of weather. If you've ever been to one of my lives or you know me, you know that I'm I like warm weather, so not cold. Hi, Molly Ann. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Nancy. All right. Gosh, so many of you guys on. Oh, Jessica, it's so good to see you on. It has been a long time. Yes. Glad to see you. It's cloudy in North Carolina. There's not even a cloud in the sky over here. They must have all flown over to North Carolina from Georgia. So 83 in Florida. Well, Carol, you're down near Tampa area. So yeah. You always have great weather there. I would say great weather or the hurricane weather, right? So hello, Liz and Linda. All right. So is it even playing over on, let me see. Are we live on YouTube? Guys, let me know. Let me know that you can see me on YouTube. I am trying to. Let's see. Oh, there I am. Okay. Oh, it was kind of hung up on something. I had to hit the play button, which was kind of weird. We're having beautiful spring light day, 65 degrees in Southern California, or in Central Valley, California, I should say. And from Delaware. I have family from Delaware, the Stewarts. So sounds like your weather is like ours. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Diane. Hi, Sue Potts. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Hi, Debbie Easton. Thank you guys so much for the hearts and all the little things coming up. Hello, Carrie and Peg. Don't forget to like, comment, share. That's how you're going to be. Do you see my glasses? Hopefully my new glasses are going to come in this week. I hope. Because they're bad. And these are only a year old. So maybe it's my eyes. But anyway. Yes, I'm excited about today too. So we will take care of some things. Thank you, Debbie, for sprinkling. And then also just to kind of let you guys know too that when you do the stars, donate stars on Facebook, which is in the comment section, you'll see a little star thing and you can send stars. Or on YouTube, if you do that little money thing, all that money goes to World Central Kitchen, which is right now in the thick of all the earthquake trauma and just such, it's just so tragic. But they're feeding people. So that money will be donated to World Central Kitchen. Okay. So if you do, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. And I know they do as well. So, you know, it's that pebble. Hello, Roxanne. It's that pebble in the water, right? You know, it's kind of throwing out that little pebble and then watching the ripple and seeing the effect, you know, that some person from, you know, middle of Georgia that can send donations from people all over the world. It helps. So I greatly appreciate all those that have donated so far. Oh, Michelle, I hope you had a wonderful birthday as well, my friend. I hope you did as well. In fact, I was just dusting off the cross that you gave me. I love that cross. I need to put it more prominent so people can see it. It's gorgeous. But I hope you had a wonderful birthday. So, all right, guys, it's 4:05. We're not going to talk too long. YouTube working fine here? Great. Yeah, for whatever reason, because I had my screen pulled up. This is the thing, if you saw my studio, I should take a picture at some point. So I have my computer that's split into two screens, Facebook and YouTube, so I can see all the comments. I have my iPad in front of me and my phone above me so that I have cameras to use, and I can do all the fancy things that you see, like, popping up a thing that goes across the bottom with the platform that I use. The other thing is I have a monitor over here to make sure that I'm on camera. So, and then lights above. Anyway, in fact, the guy, you always beautiful girl with your glasses or not. Oh, thank you, Isabel. I feel a lot more comfortable. May not be able to comment much here. Busy in the ER. Oh, Elizabeth, I hope things slow down and aren't busy in the ER. All right, let's get that off. But usually after, I've been on, especially if I've done a 2-hour or whatever, or I'm doing a lesson with my group and it's a couple hours long, my hair's flat because the heat of the lights in my studio. But when we had our Wi-Fi put in recently, the really good stuff, I have to say, I'm so stoked with that. The guy goes, wow, you've got a really good setup here. And I said, well, thank you. And he does it for his church. And so he said, these are the lights we have, and this is the setup we have. And so he was asking me questions and stuff. And anyway, but it is, it does kind of make everything feel like I'm in a little bit of a cave. Your hair's always looks so good. Oh, thank you, Janie. It's a little big right now, which is fine. So actually on camera, it's looking a little flat. It was big earlier. So, alrighty. So before I forget, on YouTube, Bev Cecilski, hopefully I said that right. First one to comment on YouTube, and on Facebook, Alice Weintraub. Hopefully that's correct. Anyway, message me what e-packet that I have on my website right now that you'd like, and I will send you that e-packet, okay? So just do that through Messenger, or you can go to my website and click on the Contact Us button and let me know what e-packet you'd like, all right? So you two were the first to comment, and you get a little Prezi prize from me. So you do love all the artwork behind me. Absolutely saying thank you, Kathy. It's a little busy, but I love color. Patty McMillan, I need to message you. I'm going to be teaching and locally, and I need to let you know about that. So if you don't hear from me by tomorrow, remind me, okay? You changed your wall art. Looks great. Sue, I took a couple things down, put a couple things up. Like, I'm really loving this poppy piece that I did for the ladies in Colorado. I'm going out in June to teach, and they wanted me to rework one of my my poppy pieces to be a little bit more mixed media, and I rose to the challenge, I have to say, because I love it. And so did they, which is awesome. And I'll share that with you guys a little bit later, because there's something on there I want to show you. But I didn't want to take it down and have it here at my workplace for you to see and it not be on the wall. So when we come back onto the camera, it will be gone. We're in Colorado. So Kathy, I will be it's near Littleton, Denver area. And that is in June. Oh, thank you, Betty. I do not have that one up on my website yet, but I will post it this week, probably tomorrow, so that I can get the pictures up, because they've picked their pieces. Tidewater in West Virginia picked their pieces, and I need to get those images up so that you guys can see. Just got them from the art studio this weekend after not since Christmas. Oh, yes. Those things can, that poppy piece keeps catching your eye. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yes, I have, it's been a busy week for me, and a week filled with some stomach issues, let's just say that. So I didn't get everything done I wanted to get done, but I'm going to share with you guys today something that's going to lead into next week. And I love when that happens because maybe it gives everybody time to catch up and not be so rushed with a 3-hour lesson more than this is the background, and refer to that. And then next week we'll do the lesson. And I can't wait to share with you guys what I did. Makes you look like you're in a garden. Yes. Aw. And you should see the other side, because my other side of my studio, I have a ton of big paintings. Like on that side, I think it's a 60 by 60 inch canvas. And I did do a studio tour a couple of years ago with Audrey DeJong that she posted on her page. So anyway. Oh, Tammy, you're so sweet. If you saw some of the things I worked on this week, though, you probably would not agree. Because with everything that I feel like I love, there are 10 things that didn't go so great. And that's the nature of the beast with painting and designing and everything else. So hello, Bonnie Duncan. I'm so excited to see you. Okay, it's 4:11, so I'm going to give maybe 2 more minutes and then we're going to get started because I got happy mail I want to share with you guys. I have giveaways from last live, which was our cherry blossom. Do I have that one back here? I do, right there. And then I have giveaways for this week. I have a couple of giveaways I haven't heard from 2 people that you said you were going to message me, and I have not heard from you. And like I said, guys, once like 3 weeks go by, those go back into the stash. So if I don't hear from you by the next live, unfortunately, those are going to go back into my stash of giveaways. Okay? So there are only happy accidents, right? Yes. And in my membership group this month, we've been doing loose, painterly, and impressionistic. I'm going to share some things that we did. Let me just share them now. I think I shared last month. So last year I did, every single month we did the flower of the month. And we did a page in our art journal. And I'm going to be talking soon about my membership group and art journaling as a whole. Because I know it kind of like throws people. They're not exactly sure what it is. To me, it's my place where I get to play, have fun, create, experiment with product, experiment with ideas. It's also a place where my emotions can come out. And sometimes I don't even realize it until I go back and I look at the page and the time frame and when I know, from when I did it. And I'm like, I see it in my art. So last month, the first month of the year, we did Gustav Klimt. And if you're not familiar with him, his famous painting is The Kiss. And so we did, as my take for my group, we did a girl and all of Gustav Klimt's little, what do you call them? They're little markings and little drawings and geometric and shapes and things like that. So I know I shared this with you guys before. And then he also has another one like with a tree, kind of the same markings concept. There's some gold leaf in there. And then this month has been all about impressionistic, painterly. So think of impressionistic artists like Van Gogh, Monet, some of my favorites. And so what we did this month so far is we did the almond blossom tree, Van Gogh's. And let me just say, my members have blown it out of the water. I mean, what they've been posting. So we did this little quick lesson. And then last Thursday was all about loose florals. So the impression of, the look of, the swipe of the brush that makes something look like a flower or a leaf. And so we did like a little mason jar with some loose florals. And again, what they've been posting, like Bonnie, I know I just said it when I saw it right before I went on, that you had posted your picture in the membership group private page that you guys are just blowing that one out of the water as well. So never won here before. Oh, well, wonderful, Alice. So just message me what e-packet. You can go to my website and look and see what e-packet you'd like, and I'll get that off to you. Oh, thank you, Lori. Love the grapes behind you. Oh, well, so the grapes, those grapes, I'm glad you said that, Bonnie, because in addition to 3 to 4 times a month live with my membership group, I do quarterly Zoom classes that are free to my membership. So we did the birdhouse, which you can't see, it's off camera. We did the birdhouse with hydrangeas, and then in March, our quarterly Zoom class are the grapes. Now those are painted in water-soluble oils, but I'm going to convert them into acrylics. And what I love about the quarterly membership only Zoom classes is, first off, there's no packet, there's a pattern, and I give colors, but I get to see my members because, you know, in the membership group, I'm talking, they're listening to me, they're seeing what I'm doing, I'm sharing the lesson with them, but I want to see their faces and hear their voices. So that is our March Zoom class in the membership group. And if you want more information about that, you can find it. I have got to look through. What is at the bottom of that? Oh yeah. You can look on my website for more information about my website, about my membership group on my website. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can always message me as well. So that is our quarterly Zoom class. And it was one of the first seminars that I did when I started travel teaching. So anywho, use Winsor & Newton Artisan Paints. Well, I used to use the water-soluble oils, and that's what that's in, and I have a packet for it. But when they sold their company, they stopped making them. And it was my favorite. It was really my favorite water-soluble oil without all the harsh chemicals. And I'm so sad that they're gone, because since then I've not really used oils. I mean, I have a ton of them and I love painting with them, but I just haven't, because I've kind of been engrossed and enthralled with my acrylics, and especially with my membership group in the art journaling. So anyhows, love the tree. Yeah, there's some really fun things there. So, okay, well, let me, what was I going to tell you on that? I don't remember. So I'm going to move my keyboard, and I'm going to come down here so that we can do giveaways from last week and new giveaways this week, and then a couple giveaways that I need you to claim them. And if you don't this week, by next week, they're going back in the stash, just so you know. And then we're going to get on with our lesson. Is the grapes pattern on your website? The grapes pattern is not, Debbie. Again, this one is in water-soluble oils. My membership group, we're going to do that next month. So again, and my membership group's $34 a month. So even if you signed on, there are 100 and I would say at this point, there's probably 130, if not more, lessons recorded in the membership group. Okay. In addition, there are guest artists, Marco Aguilar, Tracy Moreau, Deb Antonik, Kathy Hansen, Marianne Andresia, Erica Joanne, Holly Hanley, all lessons in there as well. So, all right, let's go down here to this camera and let me show you what we have. Okay, so let's take care of the giveaways that I need you guys to claim this week. And if you don't, they're going back into the stash. Okay, and so this was for 2 pieces that are on my laser cut machine. Oh my gosh, guys, and let me tell you, I'll be sharing more about it, but Deb Antonik is doing some SVG files. So if you have a laser cutting machine, she's going to have some awesome things that you can cut. I'm envious because I do not know how to do those files, but I know that I'll be buying them. Anyway, so this set, this was from, I don't know, several lives ago. Eileen Peters, message me your mailing address and I will get these off to you. Okay? And again, if I don't hear from you by next Sunday's live, they go back into the stash. Okay. Cindy Braden, the membership is worth way more than it cost. Well, thank you, Cindy. I totally agree, if I say so myself. Okay. And then we have some stencils that were some Deco Art stencils. These are the entire alphabet with some really cool like scrolls and things that you could like put letters in the middle of or decorate a piece. Anyway, so there are 2 of these, and that winner was, and I need to hear from you this week, Christine Hall. All right, email me your mailing address or message me from my website and I'll get those shipped to you. Okay. Oh, wait, Jessica, till you see the cool things I did with my laser machine this week. All right. And then the other one is Mary Jane Wells, who I know. I need you to message me your mailing address. And this is the water marbling kit from Deco Art that they generously gave me to give away. So message me your mailing address. Oh, thank you, Sue Potts. Okay. Now, on the cherry blossom lesson, we had some giveaways. The first one was for 3 different M square stencils. And if you're not familiar with M square, it's Moreau McTier. Tracy Moreau and I have a stencil line. And if you're not familiar with Tracy, because I do forget sometimes that not everybody knows everybody, and sometimes I just talk like y'all know everybody, right? But Tracy Moreau and I have a stencil line, and these are Harlequin stencils, and you can find them on my website. You can also find them on Tracy's website right there. Okay, and the winner of those is Mary Jane Field. So Mary Jane, either private message me or go to my website and click on the contact button. Sometimes if we're not friends on Facebook, I don't get the message. So it is helpful if you go to my website, click on the contact us button and let me know that you have an address that I can mail it to. Okay. And then the next one was for my friends at General Pencil. My great friend Kathy Hansen donated these. Gave them for me to give away. So watercolor pencils, General's pencil, amazing quality. And the winner of those is Sandy Pyle. Okay, so what happens is when you guys like, comment, share, I put all the names into a wheel. I wish I could do it live. Can't, because I'm a one-woman band. And then the names that come up, that's what I write down. So Sandy Pyle, you have the pencils. Message me your mailing address and I'll get those shipped off to you. And then the last one we had is for a set of stamps. And that was, I love this one. So Stampendous, Sunflower, what's it called? Sunflower Spray, a mermaid stamp that is mine, my drawing created into a stamp. And then I call her #GirlFabulous. And the winner of that, those 3, is Karen Knox. All right. So Karen Knox, send me your mailing address and I will get those shipped off to you. All right. Hello, Janet. You could just use my address for the marbling. Oh, goodness gracious. So, all right, let's see. That's not. Okay. So this week, guys, I have some giveaways. I'll just start with the big one first. How about that? So I wanted to give away some of my favorite brushes. So y'all know that I use Dynasty Brush with FM Brush Company. And so these are my absolute faves. What I did not put in, and I'll tell you why I didn't. This is a pricey brush, but let me just tell you, it is amazing. It's a great brush for base coating, and I use it on everything, and I just got them in on my website. So that's the 1 inch. But what I do have in this giveaway is a 3/4 a 1/2 inch, which is like a number 12, but it's a little bit longer. Flat brushes, they're called shaders. I love the acrylic handle. My favorite size, Mezzaluna brush, which is a small, great for dry brushing. My favorite size, rigger, and if you're not familiar with a rigger, it's like a liner brush that can go flat. That's amazing for lettering, a number 0 rigger. This is a medium soft flat top. It's an IPC, which is ink, pastel, and chalk, but I use it as a mop. Incredible brush for a mop, okay? And then what I'm going to be using today and sharing with you guys is this 3/8 Stencil Pro brush. Love the size, fantastic synthetic bristles that are, it's just amazing. So one lucky winner. All you have to do, like, comment, share. That's going to get you entered into the drawing, and I will draw for that next week. All right, so let me just pop that up, okay? Now, the second one I have is, I am in the process of doing something different with my stamps. So I've kind of phased out the stamps that I have in stock right now. This is a 6x6, what is it called? Verbi Script Stampendous. Another mermaid stamp of mine, and then also one of my #fabulous girls. So another winner for those. Okay. And then I have something that I've been working on with my cutting machine. Hi, Jane. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, so am I locked up? Let's see. Let me know if I'm frozen, you guys. Nope, doesn't look like it. Looks like I'm good to go. Okay. So I've been working on some chipboard pieces, and if you're not familiar with chipboard, I'm going to show you one of the pieces that I just did. So this set has 6 large and 6 medium butterfly chipboard pieces. Now, chipboard is kind of like a cardboard, but you can paint it, you can gesso it, you can add it to your pieces. So this set comes with 6 big butterflies, or large, and then I would call them medium to small 6 butterflies. Now let me show you how I painted these. Let me get it. So it's on that poppy piece that I did, and the butterfly is actually one of the chipboard pieces. Okay, so you can just glue it on and add it right to your piece. So I love that. It's easy, easy, easy to paint. Okay, so I'm going to pop this back up on the wall, or I'll have a big space when we come back up on camera. So one lucky winner is going to get the this whole set. So the chipboard butterfly set. And then let me go to this one. This is the 8-piece bee and honeycomb chipboard set. So I've been playing around with some different honeycomb sizes. So kind of like a medium and a large, or a small and a medium. And then there's 2 different size bees. So those are the small and those are the large. So in this set, there are 3 large bees, 3 small bees, that honeycomb, and that honeycomb. Okay, and these are also on my website as well. And again, easy to paint, easy to attach to your mixed media pieces, your decorative painted pieces, your random act of kindness pieces, so many different things that you can do with these. All right, so that's those. And then, super excited about these. Can you buy the chipboard anywhere? So I do have the chipboard on my website, but yes, you can get chipboard anywhere. So as far as like the sheets of chipboard. Okay, and then one of the other things is I cut out this, I have too much paint, said no one ever. That's going in with this as well. It'll have a little key ring on it. And then this 3-piece mini stencil set. And I'm super excited about these because sometimes you just need like that little, just that little butterfly or little bee or something added to your piece. And so what I did was I created these little sets, and hopefully everything is here. It's not looking like it. It's not. Hello. So I'm going to open this set so I can show you. So this one comes with the little dragonfly stencil. Okay. Now you can also use that. So if you laid that down and you stenciled around it, or you spritzed it like I did here with some like a mister, you get the outline of it. So it has the dragonfly, and then they all come with this little frame. It's all part of the thing that was cut on the stencil, and I thought I'm just going to include all that because look what you can do. I put it down with repositionable glue dots, and then you can stencil around it and get this really cool effect, right? Or you can take the stencil part, lay it in place, and that's going to give you the dragonfly. So this set comes with the dragonfly, also a bee and a butterfly. Okay, so has 3 mini stencil sets in there. Butterfly, dragonfly, and bee. And again, all 3 of those sets and that other, I have too much paint, said no one ever, goes to one lucky winner. All right. All you have to do, like, comment, share. Just hit the little stencil set and it is adorable, right? I think it's so cute. So yes, I did these on my laser, on my Glowforge. I am loving it. And let me just say that I have to kind of monitor myself because I could just spend all day on it and I've got stuff to do. Okay, I got Happy Mail. Let me share Happy Mail with you. So I love my friends over at cdwood.com, and let me see if I have their, I do. Disregard the scallop dome plaque thing at the bottom. I need to remove that. That was actually this dome piece, this surface. If you're looking for that, all my teacup series, I did 4, winter, spring, summer, fall, and that's that that dome plaque. But they sent me some stencils, and I just have to share. Let me zoom out just a little, and you can find those at cdwood.com. So kind of some stars, Americana. Love these. Some little leaves. Fireworks, this Freedom Cafe, again, more stars. Love all the different varieties. I mean, there's so many possibilities. And then some really cool Easter and holiday ones. So be thankful. I love this one. This is like a crackle. I could see so many different things with that. A really great snowflake stencil. A cute St. Patrick's Day stencil, and then this one was for Valentine's Day. And I hope you guys had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I did. So I got those from, again, my friends at CD Wood. And then in my membership group, my sweet friend Chris Avola sent me this new to me anyway, battery light box. So, Chris, thank you so much. What an amazing thing to open the door to when the Amazon guy came. And so I'm looking forward to that because mine, we were talking about where the light thing is on mine that I have now, and it's here. Well, if I put my hand there, the light goes down and off. So anyway, so she sent me this one. Cannot wait to use it. And I use this a lot in my art journaling. Makes transferring patterns and things onto pages so much easier. Okay, I would love to see a demo on the light box. Yeah, I should do that. I've done it with my membership group, showing how I transfer the patterns um, for the pages. Let me come back up here real quick. For the pages, will you ever show us how to use the Glowforge? Alice, I don't know about that. There are so many videos that you could watch on YouTube with the Glowforge. I've done a couple videos like showing things that I'm cutting or whatever, but to be honest with you, I'm not 100% confident in my knowledge of what to do with it. So maybe when I get there. Georgie, I am so happy to see your name because you popped into my mind yesterday, and I thought I need to email her and see if everything is okay, because usually I do see your name a lot and I haven't in a while. So I was a little worried. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy to see your name, and I'm so happy that you're feeling better. So yeah, I should do a demo on the Lightbox because it does make transferring your pattern, especially in an art journal, so much easier. As far as on another surface, not so much. But alrighty. Or even just doing your patterns and your line drawings and things like that. The Lightbox is amazing for that. In fact, I shared with my group, my membership group, it might have been, it wasn't this year, this past year, it was the year before, on designing your own piece and how your Lightbox can help you do that, and use pieces and parts of things to create your own design. Because, you know, the shape of a flower, the shape of a rooster, those are kind of, I mean, that's not copyrighted, the shape of a rooster, especially if it's your own photo. But there are ways that you can manipulate things to create your own designs, and a Lightbox is very handy for that. Okay, let's come back down here. All right, so thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and sharing. And so today, like I said, had a little weird week with tummy issues, so I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done. But I'm going to share and show you with you guys today how to do a really cool plaid, spring plaid background using a new stencil that I got in, and it's the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous layering stencil, and it is called Shifter Mint Layering Stencil. I don't know why. Let me just say it should be a Shifter Plaid layering stencil, because there's some really cool things that you can do with this stencil, and I'm going to show you one way to use it today, and that is going to prep and get us ready for next week's lesson. So, hi Diane. So let me put this to the side for just a second. And I have a couple of announcements that I need to share with you guys real quick. You know what? I think I'll do those at the end. Yeah, I'm going to do those at the end. Okay, so this is a piece that I'm going to paint with you guys on my live next week. Okay, this cute little bunny. Now, I did a version of this vintage inspired bunny years ago when I taught classes locally. And it has a little chickadee and eggs and ribbon and a little bunny. And I would say the other bunny is a little cutesier. And it's a fabric painting piece. I'm going to try and get those up on my website. Again, many times lessons that I taught here locally, those aren't even on my website. But anyway, we're going to create this plaid background for this piece so that next week when I come back on, I can show you guys how I painted the bunny. Okay. Now, the reason we're not doing the bunny today and this piece, like I said, other than having a week full of tummy issues, I didn't get it written. So I'm going to write it and hopefully have it up on my website by Wednesday. But we're going to use this stencil, all right? And I'm going to show you how I created this super easy plaid. Now, you could do a plaid, and I'll show you how to do it with tape as well. But let me zoom in. I also have with Tracy Moreau a plaid stencil. Super cool things that you can do with this. Not going to do it today, but you could change the colors out, you know, of the different squares, the lines going down. Very similar to how we're going to do this today. All right. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Georgie. You have the 2 plaids. So awesome to see how to use it. Yeah, and I will do this one a little bit more in depth, but not today. Just going to show you guys how to use this one. And if you have a stencil that has lines or you want to do the tape method, I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So let's get out some color. This is the same piece that I used for my penguin, my bear, and my, what else was that? Nutcracker. Okay. So this is the breadboard, 8-inch breadboard. I have it on my website. And I also have this stencil, but limited quantities. So, all right. So this on the background is slate gray. 1 coat of slate gray. Let me feel it. It's a little rough. So let me show you. Do I have? Yes. So I love these little fingernail sanding blocks that I get on Amazon. And if you give it a little bit of a sanding after you've painted it, 1 coat, that's all that this has on it is 1 coat. It just makes it a little bit smoother. And I'm going to do that too once we get done with the stenciling. Okay. If you have one of these silicone mats, packing tape works great for lifting dust and sometimes even paint. All right. So slate gray, 1 coat. Oh, and my snowman. Thank you so much, Sue. Yes, yes. So the other thing is, guys, I will, because I'm a one-woman band here, I don't always see all the questions. I will go back and look. Sometimes it is a little difficult on YouTube for me to answer your question because it doesn't let me go into the chat. All right. Now, before we get on to the plaid, this is what I need from you guys. All right. I need you to help me with what to put as far as words. And let me say that this has been painted, this section, 3 times because I had several things on there and I didn't like it. And the great thing about it is paint covers up a lot of mistakes. So I'm kind of thinking either Hoppy Spring or Happy Spring or Happy Easter. So in the comments, let me know what you guys think for our cute little Easter bunny, spring bunny piece, okay? And when I get that done, hopefully tomorrow, and get it written, I'll have it up on my website, all right? Okay, so this is base coated and sanded once, and then we're going to get out some colors. So all I did was 2 different colors. You could do so many. Warm white. I'm going to move that over here. And this is a little tricky, this stencil, and I'll share with you. It can kind of get away from you because you see, it's flimsy, right? So I'm just going to show you and share with you how I made it work for me. Make sure to take these off so that your bottles close and don't dry out. We need clean, dry paper towels. Probably not that many. And a stencil brush. And so I'm going to use, again, my 3/8 stencil brush. And we're going to start. Let me start. I'm going to start with this right along the edge so that will give me, my lines are very straight. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. Now, what I recommend is putting your hand so that you can do half of it, and then you're going to move your hand and you're going to do the other half. Otherwise, it will move because, again, it's a flimsy stencil, but amazing too. So we're going to load up that brush with warm white. Wipe off almost all the paint. Okay, I'm going to make sure I line that up. Now, you could use a spray adhesive or even tape it in place. I'm kind of lazy when I stencil, so I'm just going to hold it. So I'm going to, and I probably wiped off too much, I'm going to, very light dusting, go down these lines. And I'm even going to do the ones that are going to end up being green. but this is going to be a good neutral barrier between the two, okay? So, but wiping your brush off will help alleviate all that paint from going underneath the stencil. So again, start out with a light, soft pressure, and if you feel like your paint's dissipating and moving and going away, add a little bit more pressure and you probably will get more out of that brush, believe it or not. Okay. Okay, so again, soft, just pulling that down, keeping this hand up here so that my stencil doesn't move and the brush is going down. Okay, so see, I've got nice stuttered, scratchy, and I'm going to make it scratchy even more. Do you know how much these eggs cost? That's hilarious, Jane, right? Yes, I'm sorry to say though, the egg industry is making bank. And I think that's wrong. So, because it's such a staple in everyone's dietary requirements. So anyway, I won't get on that. Okay, so I'm going to line it back up and put my hand in place again. Wipe off that paint. And again, just a soft dusting of color. Now, the thing with stenciling is if you want it to be more opaque, you would line this back up and go over it a second or a third time. But layering the color on top is going to give you a much better result than putting too much paint on your brush and having to wipe it off, okay? So, and I'm happy with that because look how stuttery and sketchy this is. I don't want it perfect. In fact, I'm gonna make it not perfect. All right, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come right back up here, move that stencil up, but again, starting on the edge so that I know that my lines are straight, load it up, wipe it off. And I'm gonna hold it down here, and again, just a little dusting of color. Right up that line. I'm also not a stenciler that likes to pounce. I have arthritis in my hands and I don't know, it's just never been my preferred way of stenciling. I like that soft circular motion, or like in this case, if I did a soft circular motion, what would happen is it's gonna pick up the edge of that line and I'm gonna go underneath it. So we don't want that, right? Load it up, wipe it off, right up the line. Okay, now what's gonna happen is you'll end up with some that are a little bit darker, some that are a little bit lighter, and that's okay. Then we're gonna line this back up, hold it in place. Okay, now I do feel like it needs a little line there, so I'm gonna turn this and let me turn that so I can get this flat and flush right against that edge. Anything you can do to help you have this flat as far as like lined up so that your lines aren't wonky, okay? But I do wanna put a little thin line right on this side. There's just too much of a space. Alrighty, so there we have kind of like that first design with our plaid, and then we're going to turn it this way. Now again, I want to work in halves, so I'm going to try and come right to there and then right along the bottom, just so that it's level, meaning my lines are going straight across. So load it up, wipe it off. And I'm going to, again, stencil going this direction. Now here, don't get really heavy as you get to that edge because we don't want to make a harsh line. And I'll show you what I mean by that. The edge is going to help me keep a straight line. But do you see how some of those don't go out to the edge? So then what you're going to do now that you have a straight line is you're just going to shift it. You're going to shift it now that everything is lined up and straight. Wipe it off. And then go right off the edge of that surface. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, just like that. And then what we want to do is line it up. And I'm going to hold this side of the stencil. And the thing is, because we have such a light dusting of color, it's not going to lift. You know, I'm not touching it and making fingerprints. So that's awesome, Jessica, that you guys sell and have fresh eggs. I wish we did. Although, if you have roosters, I'm sure you guys are up at the crack of dawn. Okay, so again, okay, now I have a little boo-boo there, and that's okay because guess what? That's exactly where the basket's going to go. So don't worry about things like that. So we're going to line this back up, and I want to get that first straight, bigger line right there. Load it up, wipe it off, and again, hold it in place, and you're just going to go back and forth. Long strokes. I'm probably going a little bit quicker than I did on my original, just because, you know, I don't want to bore you guys. But you do want to take your time with it and try and keep that stencil from moving. Okay, fun. And then line it up again. I'm going to hold that, work it in. And then again, long strokes on those lines. All right, cool. So see, we're getting there. So I found it easier to do all off-white. And then I came back with some color instead of flip-flopping back and forth. Okay, so a little bit more of the off-white. Now, I did find this part to be a little tricky because there's such a little area to hold on to. So again, half and half. All righty. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to switch brushes. And if you only have one of these, a great way to switch in between colors is a little hand sanitizer. Okay. You do want to make sure that you rinse your brushes out really good though, with a little soap and water when you're done at the end of creating, because you do not want that alcohol to get up in the ferrule and loosen those bristles or to dry out those bristles. So, but we're going to take a little bit of that warm white off, or all of it for that matter. And what happens is the hand sanitizer has evaporated, and now I can use my brush without it seeping underneath. Whereas if I washed it out in my water basin, it would be a soupy mess. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's come in with our green. And what I did on my piece was I did like 2 lines. You can do every small line, or you can do 1, skip 1, and leave it white. Do 2, skip 1, do 1, do 2, skip 1. So it makes it more of a plaid instead of every single thin line being light green. Okay, so I'm going to load it up with, and that's a good tester. You can always tell how wet a brush is in the palm of your hand. All right, so we're going to put the green. Now this green is foliage green. All right, Eileen Peters, did you see that you won one of the giveaways? If you did, just message me your mailing address. Okay, So let's do some of these small lines. And again, just line it up with where you had it. And you have to be careful because you don't want to get onto those. Now you can use tape. You can use, I've shared with you guys the, what are they? The vellum Post-it notes that Lisbeth Stoll hooked me onto. You can do those. So let's put that back down and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You could put a couple just to mask off your area and then you can move them. Okay. That's just going to help you get into that area. All right. But I'm not even going to bother with it. So I'm going to do two green. And then skip, I think I'm going to skip one, do one. That's what I'm going to do. But you can do it however you want. Okay, so skipped one, did one. Now I'll do two. And again, just lining it up. A little bit of foliage green, wiping it off, back and forth on that line. Okay, so I've skipped one, did one, now I'm going to do two. And you kind of have to talk to yourself as you're doing this because you're going to put it down. I remember I lined it up and I did the wrong line. And if you do, guess what? Then all the little lines are just going to be green, okay? So two, skip one, one. Two, skip one, one. And like I said, I will show you, not a full on like this, but I will show you how you can do it with tape if you don't have a stencil. The only thing with that to me is, you know, it's wasteful. Then you got to throw the tape away. You could use a lot of tape as you're doing plaids. Okay, so two, skip one, one, and then I'm going to do two. So while I'm doing this, I will tell you guys what I was going to, a couple announcements. Got some right there. I travel teach, as many of you know. And if you don't, you can go to my website, which is right there. You can go to my website and under seminars, conventions, whatever tab, you'll see places that I'm teaching. And I am teaching this coming weekend. I'm teaching with the Cactus Wren artists in Arizona by Zoom. And that is open to anybody. In the end of April, I am painting in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So Tennessee is my hometown. And I do know a couple people from Memphis coming over, which is awesome. And so that is a 3-day seminar, and I have the projects listed there. I'm teaching in Newport News, Virginia. Have not gotten the pictures loaded. They picked out their lessons that we're doing for 3 days in May, and I will get those posted tomorrow as well. Hold on, I got to count. So 2, skip 1, 1. 2, skip 1, 1. 2, skip 1, 1. Okay. Anyway, the one in Virginia is actually a in-person and Zoom. All right. And then I have to do it again. 2, skip 1, 1. 2, skip 1, 1. 2, skip 1, 1. And then 2. Hello. And as much as I love being online, I have to tell you guys, it's just amazing to teach in person too. So, alrighty. In fact, I saw a post someone was heading somewhere to paint, and someone said, "Oh, I wish I could. You know, it's just too far away." And this person was traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast, and this person lived 5 hours away from where the event was happening. So all I'm going to say about that is choices, right? If you're 5 hours, you can get in the car and drive if you really want to go. That's just my thought. Okay, now this one on my original is a little different because I had 2 lines there. This one I have 1 that I added. So I am going to leave this one white, and I'll do these 2 green. Okay, well, and let me take that back. If you don't have the means to get there and drive 5 hours, I totally get it. I'm just saying it's for someone to travel halfway across the country to go to something that's important to them. So we'll skip 1 and we'll do 2. And we will do this one. You could also change the colors out. You could add a little bit of lavender or purple. I just kind of stuck with colors that would complement the design, bring out a little bit of green maybe in the egg, but purple I think would have just overwhelmed it. So skip 1, 2, skip 1, 1. And we'll have to go back up to there. Okay. So, in person is so much more fun. I agree. But at the same time, I totally understand if people can't. And, you know, the pandemic really did show us that being online is, it's easier to reach people, right? I mean, I'm so thankful and grateful that you guys come when I am here on Sundays. So 2, skip 1, 1, 2. I want to make sure I don't do the wrong one. I did that on my original. So. Alrighty, and then we'll do this one. Okay, so I didn't do 1, then I did 2, then I skipped 1, then I did 1, then I did 2, then I skipped 1. This one right here, I'm gonna do with green, just to have a little on that edge. Load it up, wipe it off. I have to tell you guys, my husband is in the other room organizing my paint by color, which is awesome. Okay, let's come up and finish this one. He retires this week, so I will get him to do a lot for me soon, hopefully. Okay, so I'm loving how that's going. Let me show you a really cool way to soften the look even more, all right? And that's going to that sanding block, which I put somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to just sand this and take away that any look of exactness. You can go this way and this way. And then again, you just want to wipe everything off. All right, but it's just going to make a great background for this little bunny next week. So hopefully that will be up on my website by Wednesday, I hope. Okay, now let's move this to the side and move that to the side. And I'm going to show you with tape. I just grabbed a piece that I don't even know, it has lots of layers on it, but you can get painter's tape in many different widths. All right, so your standard, and then half, and they even have it smaller than that. Do I have one here? I don't think I do. Okay, but like I said, I'm not going to sit here and do the whole plaid on here, but I will show you some cool tricks and tips that you can do. Again, using that edge to line up. And then tear it off. And then line up again. And so maybe this one is going to have color, that's going to be blank. But then I'll take a thin one. And lay that in place. Okay, so do you see what I mean as far as the ease of using that stencil? You can reuse this tape again when you lift it up, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. Okay, so this one is going to have color, so I'm going to take this one up, and I'll bring this and put it over here. I'm sure you guys have seen this done before. And then maybe I'll take a thin one out. Put that thin one over here. Okay, and then, you know, alternating back and forth. Again, going with your ½ inch, putting a ½ inch next to it. But then lifting that one, which is going to be your color. Okay, so same thing. We did like that green. Now, with this method, I will say what is nicer is that I don't have to be as careful because the tape is not as flimsy as that stencil. So, okay. Now, what I did do is I did a bigger stripe there because I put those two together and I did these two together, right? So let's leave that one. But then, again, you move the tape, keep it going, and you can do your plaid that way, okay? Again, regular ½ inch, ¼ inch tape to get your lines. But to me, that's a mess, and I would much rather have the ease of using the stencil. Now, because I do have it here, let me just go ahead and... Where did you get the small painter's tape? I got all these on Amazon. If any of you struggle with just getting free with your painting, Sandy, oh, thank you, Michelle. We do have fun, don't we? Okay, so this stencil, it's M271. It is off because I cleaned it. But anyway, it is an M2 square stencil, and again, a plaid, and you can do the same thing. So if you have 2 or 3 different stencil brushes, let me get some different colors. So I'm not going to do a full blown, but again, show you a little bit of an idea of what you can do with it. Sour apple. I'll do a little lavender. Okay, and then let's go right there. So I'll do lavender first, since there's green there. You can do just these squares, and again, that's where those little vellum Post-it notes come in handy to be able to block off so that you don't get into the areas. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a little lazy and just show you. So, and then maybe those lines that are going across, you switch brushes and switch colors. And let me just lift it up. Okay. And then you would just continue that going across and down, doing the different colors. So on here, you know, that next color would be green. And then you would do purple. Okay, so some clever ways to be able to come in and do a plaid pattern. However, like I said, with this design, with it just being lines, you have a little bit more control of what color is going to be what, because you're just basically working on straight lines or off of straight lines. Okay, whereas this, you have things that are going sideways, this way, that way, and then squares that have nothing in them, right? Okay, so hopefully that helps, gives you a little bit of an idea. Like I said, I have limited of those on my website, but I have more coming in. And what else? What else? What else? Oh, I did want to show you guys this. So again, that M2 line, do I have anything here to stencil? I don't think I do. Let's just do it on the back of here. So if you're, let's do Payne's Gray. All right, do I have some? Oh, I do have something right there. This is chipboard. But I did also have this little tag. This has that M271, hello, on it. And you could come in and do this little bunny rabbit. Now this is Payne's Gray, and Payne's Gray will take over any color. So I'm going to use the stencil brush that I had, the lavender. Wipe it off. And I'll show you two things you can do. So stencil it on. Now you could do this with warm white or white to give yourself a bunny rabbit design, meaning the shape of, and then go in and paint it. And I do have something in the works along those lines, using 3 different stencils that Tracy and I have. One is the bunny rabbit, the other is a bird, and the other one's a bee. Okay, but just to kind of give yourself the shape, and then you can come in with your brush and paint it up, right? So same thing with this one. And what I was going to show you differently is I'm going to wipe that brush off even more. And instead of going over everything, just go mostly with that brush right along the edge. Like a little dusting of color. Okay, so it's not as dark. It's just that little dusting of color. You can do that with any stencil. Again, just going right along the edge. Not on the whole thing. Okay, very faint. That one didn't even show up. But hopefully that gives you some ideas, again, on using the stencils and using that Tim Holtz plaid stencil to give you the plaid background for the piece that we're going to do next week. All right? So, Molly Ann, you're just amazing. Thank you so much. So Molly Ann's put some links in there. What if you tape your stencil? Would that help? You wouldn't have to hold your hand. So Jessica, you could. I'm a little bit of a lazy stenciler, if I'm being honest. And so you saw how easy it was for me to hold it with my hand. Sometimes when you use things like a repositionable spray, it leaves a little residue. And then taping it, the only pitfall you could get in with taping it is if you go really hard up to that tape line and then you undo the tape and move the stencil, it might leave a harsh line there. And what I'm talking about is where you move it. So like if my tape is here and I come up with the paint right to that tape line, I might end up with a really harsh line. And then when I move the stencil over and finish the line, I still might see that harsh line. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So that's usually on the edges of things. I try to go a little bit softer with my pressure so that I'm not going up to the stencil making a really harsh line. Hopefully that makes sense. And you could tape it. Like I said, I'm just a little bit of a lazy stenciler that I don't take the time to stop to do it. And it's like picking up a mop brush, the majority of the time it's my fingers because it's attached and it's right there and I can do it. So what about putting tape at the bottom of the stencil? Again, you could. And so let me come down here just to show you guys if you were to do that. Where did that stencil go? So let me turn it over. See, what I'm talking about is like even here, you want to take that right off the edge. So you want to line it up so that there's a straight line and then come off the edge so that you're going off. You could put it right to it, but again, if any inch, millimeter, whatever is showing, it's going to give you a harsh line. So you could put that on, use your tape it in place, and I would tape it, on these edges where you have a little bit more. The thing is, this is still very flimsy. So if I come in here and I start moving my brush around in a circular motion, do you see what's going to happen with those lines? So you do want to go with the length of that stencil. And then the other thing is you can move your tape over to the other side. You can always put it there to hold it just so that it doesn't move on you. But again, I try to, really keep my hand in place and not have it go anywhere. All right. But this is what I want to explain visually a little bit more because I can see where it could be confusing. Let's do white. And so if I load that up and I'm doing my line, I can go right off the edge, which will be nice. But if I come up to the tape and I take that brush right up to that tape, what's going to happen is, do you see the very straight line it gives me? Which is nice, but when I go to move it, and I'm not going to tape it in place. Oh, Sandy. Hello. Guess who got into the Payne's Gray? A little bit of warm white. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. Do you see that line right there? I don't know if you can see it as well as I can see it, but there's a defined line right there where the tape ended. So if you do tape it, my recommendation is going to be go toward the line, but don't go to it. Okay, so do this part and then just kind of feather that brush so that it is not a defined stop, but you can pick right up where you left off. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so again, hoping to get this written and put whatever sentiment. I am going to go through and look at y'all's comments. Happy Easter, happy spring, happy Easter, happy spring. Maybe no words at all. And I do have a little chickadee that's going to go in this series as well, and a little lamb. Okay, so, and hopefully they're all going to be done before Easter. So it'll be a little bunny rabbit, a little chickadee, and a little lamb. Okay, kind of cutesy. So if I put Happy Easter on this one or Happy Spring, I have two other ones. So I'll keep that in mind as well when I go through and look at y'all's responses. So let me just look through real quick. Hello, Vera. If I tape like that, I usually feather the paint. Yes, don't go right up to the edge. Hippity hoppity would be cute. Yes, and that's the other thing. If I'm doing three, one with a lamb, one with a chickadee, and one with the bunny, hippity hoppity would be really cute on the bunny one, right? Bunny hugs, that's cute. Happy spring. Oh, awesome. Okay, guys, fluff and stuff. That's hilarious, Carrie. Do you guys remember? You might not, but I'm aging myself here, but Puff and Stuff? I loved that show. Remember with his little magic flute? And he'd look over the hat and he fell in. I think it was called Puff and Stuff, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, I hope you have a wonderful week. Like I said, I'm going to go through and look at the comments and any questions that I might have missed. You guys know that you can always reach out to me on my website and contact me that way. If you have any questions at all or want more information about my membership group, you can look at my website there and click on the link. Again, email me, message me. If you guys have any questions, don't forget you are going to show us something at the end. Oh, thank you, Carol. That was just talking about the seminars that I have coming up. So I do have pictures. Let me just pop them up. So this is the Middle Tennessee. That's in April. And then this weekend, I don't have all of them loaded. So this weekend, I'm teaching on Zoom my cactus piece. This one's amazing, and it does have a little prep video, but that's with the Cactus Wren Decorative Painters, and that is on Zoom as well this coming Saturday. So yes, HR Puffin stuff. Okay. So, oh, well, thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Have a wonderful week. I hope you get those brushes out, get that paint out, do something fun, do something creative. And I will see you guys next Sunday, 4 p.m., same time. And I'm going to show you how I painted my cutesy little bunny and whatever else is going to go on it. Okay. And I will post on my my personal page, not private, my personal page and my Sandy McTeer Designs page to let you guys know when the e-packet is going to go up on my website. All right. Have a fantastic week. Appreciate you guys being here so much. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and share, and you'll be entered into the drawing. If you sent me your mailing address, if you want a prize, I will get that out to you. And again, if I don't hear from you this week, if it's an older prize, it goes back into the stash for other people to be able to win. So, oh, Cindy, I wish you could. I wish you could. So it's so close. I'm looking forward to going to Tennessee. So, all right, guys, have a good one. See y'all later. Bye.